Hello friends, I Professor Vikrant Nangre. In this session, we are going to learn the concept of brand, the concept of branding, difference between brand and branding, types of brand and brand equity. So, first we would like to know what is brand. In some ways, a brand is just like a person. When a person is born, he gets a body, a name, a shape, a size, and a color. At that time, he is only a bundle of promises and hopes. As the time passes, whether those hopes or promises are fulfilled or not decides his image in the outside world. Similarly, when a brand is introduced to the market, it generates some hopes and promises in the minds of the customers. If it fulfills those promises and made to the customer consistently, it becomes fixed in their minds. So, every brand has an association in the mind of customer. That association may be positive or negative. It is an emotional association. The customer loves some brands, hates some, and it is neutral, undecided, or indifferent towards some brands. For any product or service, as soon as the brand name comes in the front of customer, an emotional reaction also gets created. This emotional reaction is the result of the relationship the brand has within the customer. A brand name can create and stand for loyalty, trust, faith, and mass market appeal depending on how the brand is marketed, advertised, and promoted. Now, we will see what is the actual definition of brand. According to the American Marketing Association, a brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's good or service as distinct from those of other sellers. At its most basic level, a brand is a name you recognize. When you think of brands that you are familiar with, ask yourself what is about them but makes them stand out in your mind. But on a deeper level, the brand itself may evoke a certain feeling for you, ideally one of trust and familiarity. Take for example, a company like a Starbucks. At the basic level, they sell coffee, snacks, and coffee equipment, but they also provide a relaxing cafe area where people can do homework, conduct meetings, or just read a book for an afternoon. These cafes don't directly contribute to the company bottom line, but they are as important to the experience of visiting Starbucks as a cup of tea. And people return to Starbucks not because it's the best cup of coffee in the world, but because it's a consistent, trust, familiar experience. It's a promise, in their own words, to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. So, this is about the brand. Now, we'll see what is branding. Branding is the process of giving a meaning to a specific organization, company, products, or services by creating and shaping a brand in consumer minds. It is a strategy designed by organizations to help people to quickly identify and experience their brand and give them a reason to choose their products over the competition by clarifying what is the particular brand and is not. The objective is to attract and retain loyal customers and other stakeholders by delivering a product that is always aligned with what the brand promises. In a very simple words, a product is what you sell, a brand is the perceived image of the product you sell, and branding is the strategy to create that image. So, this is about the branding. Now, we'll see what are the functions of branding. It helps in product identification and gives distinctiveness to the product. Branding indirectly denotes the quality and standard of products. It ensures also legal rights of the products. Branding helps in advertising and packaging activities. Branding helps to create and sustain brand loyalty for a particular product. It helps also price differentiation of the product. Now, example of branding. Yellow golden arches forming an yum and red color background. If you happen to see this logo anywhere in the world, which brand name would pop up in your mind first? Obviously, the answer is McDonald's. The perfect blend of brand characteristics, logo, color, font, slogan, etc. Uniformity all over the world and innovative association have resulted in developing McDonald's as the sixth most important brand in the world. Now, this is about the branding. Now, we'll discuss the types of brand. There are some 5 types of brand: individual brand, family brand, combination device, private or middleman's brands, and e-brands. We'll discuss one by one. So, first, individual brand. Individual brand is also known as flanker brand. Individual branding, also called as individual product branding and multi-branding, a branding strategy in which products are given brand names that are newly created and generally not connected to name of existing brand offered by the company. Each brand, even within a same company, has a unique name, identity and image, allowing the company to target different market segments, tailor pricing and marketing strategies, and separate the image and reputation of product different. Individual branding is the most effective when a company offers numerous unconnected commodities which vary in quality and price and target different market segments. It is also useful when introducing a new high-risk product in the market in order to manage risk to existing brand if the new product should fail. However, the expected revenue from a new brand must justify the higher cost of marketing and advertising. For example, Procter & Gamble have a host of brand names for the products in the different categories like Vicks, Whisper, Airtel, Tide, Pantene, Head and Shoulders and Pampers. So this is about the individual brand and flanker brand. Now next, family brand. Family brand is also known as umbrella brand. A family brand may be referred to a group of different products belonging to a single brand that are marketed under their parent brand. The different products with different images are put under the major brand or the parent brand. The family brand is also referred as umbrella branding. The advantages are cheap and easy promotion for all products, especially the ones launched new into the market. A single integrated marketing communication will suffice for all the individual products. The individual products capitalize on the recognition and trust of the parent brand for easy promotion. There are some disadvantages for the family brand. These are: if one of the product in the family does not perform well, it is also affect the other products as well as the parent brand. Second disadvantages is if there are different brands with different qualities under the umbrella branding, it may impact the smooth functioning of the entire brand. However, family branding leads to a significant saving in the advertising promotion cost and helps in launching new products easily and enhances market acceptance of a new product. One noteworthy example of family branding is that Apple, where all the products are marketed under the Apple brand. The Apple brand and logo helps customers to easily identify Apple products and instills faith in them. Other example includes Tata Group of products and Johnson's & Johnson's. So this is about the family brand. Now X is one of the well-known example, has a range of similar products that use the same family brand X deodorants, X shampoos, X shower gels, X hairstyle. So this is the well-known example of the umbrella branding. Now the combination device. In the combination branding refers to the use of combination of brand names, a family brand name and individual brand name. Tata House is using the combination device. Each product has an individual name, but it also has the umbrella brand to indicate the business's house producing the product. For example, Tata Indica. Under this method, side by side with the product image, we have the image of the organization also. Many companies use this device profitably. So this is about the combination device. Now, private or middleman's brand. Branding can be done by manufacturers and distributors such as wholesalers, large retailers. In India, this practice is popular in the woolen, hosiery, sports goods and such other industries. It helps small manufacturers who have to rely on the middlemen for marketing. It is also used by big manufacturers. The manufacturers merely produces goods as per the specification and requirement of the distributor, and he need not worry about marketing. For example, grocery products, generic products, textile products, clothing products and household supplies like cleaning products, kitchen utensils and dishes, etc. So this is about the private or middleman brand. Now we'll see what is e-brand. Friends, in today's net-savvy world, e-branding is an essential requirement for survival amongst the competition. Your brand is what your product is and what it stands for, including your core values, competencies, attributes, vision, mission, personality and appearance. Companies as well as individuals understand importance of e-branding and the untapped potential of social networks, which are quite essential for growth. Internet branding, also referred as online branding, is a brand management technique that uses the World Wide Web and social media channel as a medium for positioning a brand in the marketplace. Branding in the digital age is increasingly important with the most advancement of the internet. Most businesses are exploring various online channels, which include search engines, social media, online press, online marketplace, etc. For example, e-brands Amazon, AirAsia, MySafe and Easy.my. So this is about the e-brands. Now we'll see what is brand equity. The increase in the competition has eventually changed the buying habits and purchasing decision making process, and consumers have put more weight on the brand on any other product failure. This has not only made the brand as one of the most important assets of the company, but has also made marketers include strategies to build a strong positive brand equity. So, what is brand equity? Brand equity refers to the total value of brand as a separate asset. It is the aggregate of assets and liabilities attached to the brand name and symbol, which results in the relationship customers have with the brand. Brand equity is often reflected in the way customers see, feel, and act towards the brand. The effect of this intangible asset is also visible in the financial books as the market share, prices, demand, and profitability. Now we'll discuss example of brand equity. Brand equity is the value added to the same product by offering it under a specific brand. It is what makes one product preferable over time when the two have exactly the same features and utility. Here are some examples of brand equity. First is the Apple. You know that the Apple products. Apple is one of the best examples to explain the brand equity. Even though the product offered by this brand have similar features to product of the brands, the demanded loyalty, and the price premiums to higher than any other mobile brand. The brand is counted among the top 3 most valuable brands since the last 7 years. The another example of brand equity is the Maggi. Even after months of the ban on its flagship noodles in India, the product saw great demand when it was relaunched in the market. Maggi is one of the best examples to show how the strong brand equity can help a company cope up with anything in the market. So this is about the brand equity. Now we'll discuss what is the importance of brand equity. Equity is important for the brand not only increase its market share but also increase its valuation in the market. Asset. Brand equity is one of the most important intangible asset of the company, and just like other assets, this can be sold, licensed or leased to others. Second one is the price premium. A brand having positive brand equity can charge more for its product than the actual market price. Then increase market share. Positive brand equity often results in more loyal customers who prefer one specific brand over others and in turn increase its share in the market. Easy product line extensions. It becomes easier to launch new product lines under the brand which has positive brand equity. For example, Apple, which started off with Macs, was able to easily launch and lend its brand equity to iPhones. So, in this session, we learn concept of brand, concept of branding, difference between brand and branding, types of brand, brand equity. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.